Today I messed up by naming my iPhone 8, Big Dick iPhone. This happened quite a long time ago. I was at an airport waiting for a flight and was mucking around with my iPhone 8. I was an immature teenager at the time, 19 years old, and thought it would be funny to name my iPhone, Big Dick iPhone. Haha, I'm so funny, right? This mistake never came back to bite me in the butt because my iPhone was always a personal item and I thought no one would ever see the name for whatever reason. But then this happened. 3 years later, I got a graduate job at a government agency. I was pretty hyped for it and wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna screw up on my first day. I slept a good 8 hours, had nice office attire, tidy hair, etc. I thought I was set for the day, ready to make a good first impression. I got to the office with ample time and was escorted to my new team. My manager welcomed me to everyone and I was off to a great start. Everyone was kind and welcoming. My manager sat down with me at my new workstation to help me get my PC ready. Software installs, staff credentials, etc. Everything was going well. Software installs were successful and everything was online. I was then required to set up an authenticator for my login. I grabbed my iPhone 8 and got ready to set up the authenticator. At this point, I had completely forgotten that I had changed the name of my iPhone. I had changed it 3 years ago. Lo and behold. When I was about to set my phone as the authenticator, up came on the computer screen with a message along the lines of, "Would you like to set up an authenticator on Big Dick iPhone?" I froze and my eyes widened. Bear in mind my manager was constantly watching the computer screen, so he definitely saw what was on there. Every second felt like an hour. Eventually, I had the energy to muster the most embarrassed sorry I've ever squeaked out in my life. Luckily, however, my manager was cool with it. He was a guy in his early 40s and found it rather funny. He's a really cool guy. Despite that though, I made sure to change the name of my iPhone back to my first name straight after that. I don't think I would be so lucky if it were to happen a second time. Too long. Didn't read. Changed name of my iPhone to Big Dick iPhone because I was immature. 3 years later, on the first day of new job, my manager sees the name of my iPhone whilst I was setting up an authenticator. He was cool with it. Today I messed up by sexting with my second cousin. This happened over a few months, and I only found out he was my second cousin because he died. Okay. So, I met this guy on Grindr, had a good chat, and really had a good vibe, and moved over to Telegram. As horny gay dudes do, we traded pictures, chatted a bit on the phone, etc. Last month, I checked Telegram, and our chat is gone. I thought I was blocked. Same day, I found out, my second cousin, who turned out to have the same name, died that night. Okay. Spooky, but nothing solid. So, I asked my family about him. More things. Same interests, same area of growing up, same age. Now, this is getting bad. I didn't like this. No proof it is him still though. Last week, the funeral. My father was close to him when they were young, as he grew up with him as his father. My grandfather was close with him brother, but they haven't chatted for years. So, I was asked to go since he was family. It's him. Too long. Didn't read. Sexted with a dude for a few months, turns out he was my second cousin, found out because he died. Today I messed up by giving my fiance a rimjob. This happened a couple of days ago, but I am currently paying the price for it. First, some background. Last Friday, 9 days ago, my fiancé had a stomach bug. One of those 24-hour deals. He felt miserable, but a day of rest with lots of fluids, medicine, and the brat diet kept the unpleasantries to a minimum. From my perspective, that is, because all I had to do was fetch the meds and drinks. It's been a hell of a week. It involved living out of a hotel room with a relative, none of our personal belongings, and a couple of dogs. We finally made it back to a house where we have our own private room on Thursday night, and needless to say we were both very excited about that. Things got a little hot and heavy, and it was hard to care that neither of us had a decent shower in a couple of days. Quick hotel showers just aren't as good as your own shower at home. Both our tongues ended up somewhere better judgment might have stopped us from sticking them. Fast forward 2 days to Saturday, last night. I'm not feeling so good after some pizza. I managed to fall asleep somehow, but I woke up at 2 a.m. with a real rumble. I spent the next 9 hours in and out of the bathroom, spewing from both ends. I must have caught what my fiance had. I Google stomach flu incubation period to figure out what's going on, and find that it has a 1 to 3 day incubation window, which I'm right in the middle of given our Thursday night antics. But why would he still be contagious? As it turns out, the virus causing stomach flu is still active in excrement, for up to 2 weeks after the last symptoms. Son of a bitch. Needless to say, that's the last rim job he's getting for a while. Too long. Didn't read. Tongue punched my fiance's fart box despite inadequate hygiene. Caught his then we cold stomach bug, and am continuing to pay for it. Today I messed up by dropping a knife while dishwashing. I was washing the dishes when I dropped a very sharp knife which I normally use for cutting my favorite foods. For a split second, I thought it was no big deal, because I could pick it up, but then I felt the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. The pain was in my foot, and when I looked down, I saw the knife was stuck in my foot. Not deep, but about a centimeter in. It still hurt as hell. I had to pull the knife out, which resulted in even more pain. I put a band-aid on it, and continued washing. But I had to go to bed earlier due to the unbearable pain. When I woke up, there was a small blood puddle by my injured foot, but it felt better. I switched the band-aid with a new one, and got up. It was still a little painful, but like I said, it was way better than the pain that I have had experienced the day before. Too long. Didn't read. Dropped knife on my foot while dishwashing, it got stuck. Ended up ruining yesterday and today.